Radical.
Bring out the brooms! The Brooklyn Nets actually wound up getting swept in the first round of playoffs. You know, they have as many playoff wins as the New York Knicks and the LA Lakers, who did not make the playoffs. LeBron tweeted that he is never missing the playoffs again. And then to that, Russell Westbrook said, "Hey, hold my bricks." We'll see about that, LeBron. I don't know what's going on. Westbrook actually deleted all of his posts on his Instagram account. So the Lakers got some decisions to make going forward. But not as many decisions as the Brooklyn Nets, I would say. It's a toss-up, I think, between who had the more disappointing season. I really thought about this. Between the Lakers and the Nets. Some people would say, obviously, the Lakers were the worst team. They didn't even get to 500. But I think there's an argument to make that the Brooklyn Nets actually was right up there, if not more disappointing, at least recently. Because you got to think, if the Lakers actually made it to the playoffs with LeBron James, they probably would have at least got maybe like one win in the playoffs. I mean, yeah, LeBron got swept in 2018. Ironically, LeBron got swept. He was on the end of a sweep by Kevin Durant, but it actually wasn't just Kevin Durant. It was the Golden State Warriors featuring Kevin Durant that swept LeBron and the Cavs years back. Yeah, the Nets got a lot of decisions to make. I mean, what would you do if you're the Nets? Start of the season, they had the three-headed beast, the three-headed monster. You had Kyrie, James Harden, and Kevin Durant. But how many games did those three actually play together? I mean, in the last couple years, how many games? 11, 12 games? Oh, it was a sight to behold. Some of those games where all three of them played together, it was a sight to behold. But look what's going on now. For whatever reasons, James Harden wanted to leave, so they got a trade. They got Seth Curry and Andre Drummond and Ben Simmons. But the thing about Ben Simmons is we don't know what the hell's going on with Ben Simmons. He either has back issues, which, I kind of doubt. He has mental problems. There's no other way to say it. He needs a sports psychologist. He has mental problems. He was broken. Those fans broke him in Philly, and he hasn't played a single game since. So some people would say, okay, you have a future Hall of Famer possibly in Ben Simmons. A lot of people would say you have damaged goods. Hell, Ben might not ever want to play another basketball game again, depending on where he's at. Tell you one thing, he's getting money, he's getting paid. I've said this before. You have these rich sports stars that are getting paid, not really injured, but they're getting paid. It's one thing if you have a legitimate injury, but getting paid because you have mental problems or you can't show up to work. Aw. Hey, does associates at Chuck E. Cheese get to make that decision? You know what? Things have been stressful. I just don't feel like putting on the rat costume today. You're going to fire me? No, you got to understand. I'm dealing with some mental issues and whatnot, and I got to get some, you're still going to pay me, right? Hello? No. In real life, you don't fucking get paid to sit out games to not do your job. So, yeah. I don't know what they're going to do with him. Then you have the Kyrie problem, meaning for some reason Kyrie doesn't just seem motivated to win. He doesn't have that killer instinct to win. Look at this past series. He was playing his former team Boston, and he was smiling like a Cheshire cat, just hugging everybody at the end. His head's not in the game. He doesn't have that killer instinct. Just imagine if you're Kevin Durant, right? And Kevin actually, he shares his blame for being trash a lot of this series. He had 39 points in the last game, so he was showing up to play. He was trying to at least get one win. But if you're Kevin Durant, you're looking at this team, you're looking at your co-stars, and you're like, what the hell do I have here? But they got to be nice with Ben Simmons because they traded for Ben Simmons. They have to use the kid gloves on Ben Simmons. Don't bother him. He might play for you in a couple years. Just don't bother him and whatnot. No team really wants Ben Simmons. He's damaged goods. So that's the problem. The Nets have somebody that they can't trade in Ben Simmons, and the Lakers have somebody they can't trade in Westbrook. So looking at both of these teams, it's just shocking to me that neither of these teams are currently in the playoffs. LeBron, KD, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, some of the biggest stars in the NBA right now, sitting at home watching the games. Meanwhile, though, you have some incredibly exciting series, even with them away. Notably, the Pelicans-Sun series, the Grizzlies-Timberwolves series, which, if time permits, I'll talk about one of those series. Possibly tomorrow? We'll see.